Today is the first day of our interpretation unit, and we're going to be talking about life lessons in the text that we read. All right, our connection to the lesson today is we'll be paying attention to the characters. Will also help you, let me start again. Paying attention to the characters will also help you to understand ideas or themes that appear in the story. So today we'll be exploring themes of stories or lessons learned. Today I'm going to be teaching you that we can learn lessons from characters and moments in stories. This is the notion of theme. The lessons the characters learn are not directly stated in a book, but an idea the reader takes away from the story that can be applied to real life as well as other books we read. So the book is not going to say the theme of this book is. You need to come to the conclusion as to what the theme is. And remember that a theme has to be able to be applied to real life and other books. While reading the book Fox, I started to build theories about the characters and recorded my thoughts on Post-its. I noticed that Magpie changed from the beginning of the book to the end of the book. And this made me think about some lessons Magpie learned or might have learned. We hope she learned. I realized that Magpie learned a lesson about resisting temptation. The last time Fox asked her if she wanted to fly, which is our evidence from the book, Magpie could no longer resist the temptation of flying with Fox, and she went with him. And as a result, she betrayed Dog and gave in to the temptation. After Fox left her to die in the desert, she realized had she stayed strong in resisting the temptation, she wouldn't be in such a tough spot. So the lesson she learned was that giving into temptation has its consequences. As you can see, that theme or lesson learned could be applied to anybody, or in other books. They may discuss that same theme, or character might learn that same theme. Notice we did not put down Magpie learned that giving into temptation, or Magpie giving into Fox had its consequences. You could not apply that theme to another story, and therefore that's what we mean, that it has to be stated such that it could be applied in real life or to other stories. So we're going to go with giving into temptation has its consequences. Okay, the second lesson we took from the story is that Magpie also learned a lesson about the importance of true friendship. Dog was always there for her. He was her wings and she was his missing eye. After Fox left Magpie alone in the desert, she said, "It would have been so easy to die there in the desert." But then she thought of Dog waking up to find her gone. That portion is our evidence from the book. Magpie realized the importance of true friendship. This showed that she was no longer selfish and truly cared about Dog and their friendship. Magpie cared enough to begin the long journey home. Magpie could not fly, so she was going to have to hop all the way home, but Dog was worth it. So what's the lesson she learns, the life lesson? The lesson learned from this could be true friendship is priceless and should be appreciated. I felt after reading that she didn't appreciate Dog and the friendship she had with Dog. She so easily gave it up to move on to something she thought was better. And in the end, Dog's friendship truly was the best. So you may interpret it into a slightly different theme. Think about a book you're reading or recently finished. Think about a character and a lesson they learned. What do you think the author wants readers to learn from that lesson? Jot this down on a Post-it. Remember to have supporting evidence from the book. So, for example, if we went back to this lesson learned, you could say that in the book, when Magpie realized she was being left in the desert and said it would have been so easy to die there in the desert, but then she thought of Dog waking up to find her gone. You could state your evidence from the book. When she said that, she realized that true friendship is priceless and should be appreciated. There's your theme. So you need to include both the evidence from the book and the theme. You could state it in different ways. You could say, Magpie realized the lesson that true friendship is priceless and should be appreciated when she said it would have been so easy to die there in the desert, but then she thought of Dog waking up to find her gone. Either way would be okay. So now I want you to pause the presentation here and make a post-it for your own book. Okay, as you're reading today, think about the lessons characters learn in your book. Oftentimes, you may not be able to identify the lessons learned until you're toward the end of the book, but pay attention to the pivotal moments, the tough decisions the characters face, or the messy relationships, and think about how the characters might be learning a lesson as a result. The same lessons may also appear in more than one story. For example, you might be reading a book that teaches a lesson about not giving up. Maybe you've read another book that teaches that same lesson. Think about how they both teach the same lesson, but possibly in a different way. Off you go to do good work. See if you can come up with one or two life lessons that are being implied in your book.